So I talk a lot about habits. And I'm going to share with you a little bit of why that is. So I used to feel really stressed out, thinking there just wasn't enough time to do all the things that I needed or that I wanted to do. I would wake up with the to-do list um, running in my head before I even got out of bed. And I would try to stay in bed as long as possible in order to avoid the list, to avoid the things, to avoid this stress that was in my head. And what happened? Well, I would wake up, eventually have to get up, and I would feel worse because now I'm rushed. I don't have enough time to even do the things that I have to do, let alone the things I want to do, all because I was so focused on just how overwhelming it all felt. So, can you relate? Um, if you are someone that makes priority lists, are you listed on it? Because I realized that I was not putting myself on the list of the things that I considered to be the most important in my life. So throughout this, I realized I had to change something. Like I needed to start making shifts somewhere because I didn't look forward to anything. I certainly didn't sleep well. I woke up stressed out, which then trickled down, stressed out my family. I was stressed out about work. I was stressed out about you name it, everything, because I was really holding myself back. So I started implementing small daily actions. So little things, a little bit at a time, until I could start to see the benefits, the advantages in my life. So aside from meditation, time for reading. I've always loved reading. Physical activity, not something I've always enjoyed, but I know I feel better when I do it. I know I feel better when I move my body. Journaling, and that includes gratitude and celebrating. Affirmations have been huge in my day-to-day life, and self-development. So anything where I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm evolving, and changing kind of my trajectory to move forward in a more positive way. Those are all some of the things that I started implementing, and it seems like a lot, but little by little, again, I reorganized my day. I found places where I was wasting time or energy, and doing things that weren't giving me any value. They weren't serving me at all. They weren't moving me forward. I decided to wake up a little bit earlier, 5 minutes at first, 10 minutes after a while, because I was putting these things in little pockets of time. So if you're thinking, I have to wake up an hour early to do all these things, just do it a little bit at a time, because our brain really doesn't like new things, and it doesn't like new things to that capacity of switching something so abruptly. So just kind of work your way backwards, a little bit at a time. I would say no to the things that drained my time and my energy. So I found things in my life that I was saying yes to that really, it was because I didn't want to let somebody down, or I didn't want to, I was people pleasing, to be honest. And so I was saying yes and then regretting it later. And that never turns out well. Because usually, if you don't feel like you're in the mood to do something, you just don't put all of your heart and soul and energy into it. And so you don't really do a good job, right? So I found those things that I could start saying no to and give myself more space in my life. So in doing this, I intentionally designed my routine. I like to call it a ritual because I feel like that's a little bit more, I just connect with that better than routine, but whatever works for you. I designed it to fill my cup. We've all heard the thing. We have to make ourselves a priority. And of course, in doing that, it trickled down to my whole family. So I'm less stressed out and overwhelmed, which then I take out that stress that frustration on them. So if I'm less frustrated, it's going to be better for everybody. And so each day it got a little bit easier to add these things in and to have a better flow. Like I knew what I wanted to do, I knew what I needed to do, and I was able to put those things in and make time for it instead of letting everything else take control and priority and then not having space for the things that I know I need to do. The best part is that I don't feel as overwhelmed and I have a different energy. I am able to just do things with more positive mindset because I'm not so dragged down by all this overwhelming stuff going on in my mind. So, if you need help designing your daily routine, reach out because I am here to help you. Again, small steps, deciding what you want to work on, identifying the things that are really going to move you in the direction you want to go, and then adding those little bits at a time so that it's sustainable. And you'll start to feel shifts in your energy, your mood, even your sleep, because you know exactly what your priorities are for the next day or the day ahead when you wake up. So I am here to help. Again, this is not something that you can necessarily do overnight just because our brain holds us back so much in thinking that it's not worth it or not possible, or we just don't have the capacity to take on something new. And so that's usually what prevents us from even starting. So I'm here. I support you. I encourage you to look at your day. Really start evaluating what's happening and how you feel about it, because that's the first place to start making changes.